All right, I'm here with Green head basketball coach Kenneth Harris as we're zooming virtually doing the post-game interview following his team's 62-47 win on a Friday night over the Landstown Eagles, their city rivals. They close out the regular season with a record of 5-0 overall and unblemished. First unbeaten regular season you've had. Of course, it's the shortest regular season you or anybody's ever had with just 5 games, coach. But let's talk about this. Your rival is Landstown. You won the state championship in Division 5 this past year. They won it 2 seasons ago in Class 6. I know you got a lot of respect for Coach Dwight Robinson as he does for you. And going into tonight, you were without one of your standout performers, the reigning state player of the year, and Jacob Cooper. Let's start there. How did your guys, I guess, handle not having him on the court? Because it felt like you guys responded well in terms of getting through adversity, not having your leader and your floor general.
I mean, you still got guys that I'm a believer of next man up always, but when you don't have your point guard, your general that has been pretty much starting as a freshman, knows everything, never missed a game, we knew that it could be a little difficult, especially offensively. But our kids were focused the last couple of days in practice, ready to go. And we just figured we go out there and play hard.
And early on, without Cooper, your 2 guards that are seniors along with him in that perimeter, you have Elijah Kennedy, all-state performer a season ago, and Jaden McIntosh. Really, I thought, stretched them out, hitting some three-pointers to give you that cushion early on, which was important because this Landstown team's more defensively driven, not as high, in terms of scoring octane as they've been in some past years. And I thought that kind of let you guys relax and settle in with a new guy starting in for Jake in Aiden Darrell tonight.
I mean, it was important that we had a good start, and I thought we came in and Eli and J Mac, they came out and shot the ball well at the beginning. Um, with Aiden, I knew that he had to get his nerves down, and it was when, like I told him, nobody's gonna replace Jake. We all got to. It's a team effort. I used a quote yesterday from past coach of mine, rest in peace, head coach Harry Johnson, that somebody had put on Facebook. Actually, a former player, Oren Martin, he had put a quote that Harry Johnson said about playing together, playing hard, playing smart. Those are 3 keys to winning, and that was I used it in practice yesterday because I felt like we needed that playing together. We didn't, we felt like if we didn't want nobody to be a hero, you ain't got to be Jake, or you ain't. If we go up 9, we continue to stay within what we do, and that's what the guys did tonight.
Well, first time you didn't score 70 plus this season in your 5 games, you get 62 on the board. But your defense, I think that set the tone in terms of harassing Donald Hand Jr. He's one of the best players in the country. He's ranked top 100 by Rivals and Other Services in the 2022 class. He still got 14 points. He made all 10 of his free throws, but he had 30 plus the first 3 games in their victories over Kellum, Princess Anne, and First Colonial. Tonight, he doesn't make a field goal until the second half. I think he missed his first 12 or 13 shots. He finishes 2 of 15. You take that, I think, 10 times out of 10, don't you?
Man, I this goes down as one of the when I name rate players like the Matt Colemans that you have to prepare for, the Ramon Snowdens you have to prepare for. I mean, this rates the my daughter just came in, so we could continue the interview. But this rates the one of these tough uh putting together a game plan against DJ, man. DJ is a great player, great kid, man. I mean, and he probably wanted to see something, and he did. He told, I wanted to see a little man. I said, I'm not letting this kid get off. I mean, and at times when we were up 7, I was just so worried about him hitting a couple, and I mean, he kept fighting, and I knew we were trying to keep him off the line, off the free throw line, but he still found ways to get in there and get to that line. I mean, he's a tough kid, tough competitor, but I mean, the other kids they hit shots. They were doing their parts too. I just felt like that zone bothered them just a little bit as far as finding DJ and really getting open shots for him.
Well, and you didn't stick to just one thing or one individual on him the whole night, which I think you have to do with all great players in that you have to keep them off balance, keep them guessing, because you let a great player get comfortable and use something, they're just going to take it apart at some point, which it felt like he still could have done at any point in this ball game. But I think I heard you yell tonight and covering your team for over 10 years, take a charge, more than I've ever heard you on the sideline. Take a charge. And you did take two of them, I believe, Jane McIntosh and George Wilson, your multi-sport standout who's headed to Tallahassee to play.
Did George take one out? Okay, I remember. Because when I tell you, this is probably out of all my teams that I take charges, and I take pride in that.
Sure.
Because that's just to me a game changers. I love this team, but this is probably one of my worst charges taking teams. And I know J Mac got one on DJ with the push off, but it was a couple times. I mean, just stand there and take it, and we go over it. Don't get to go over it as much as we used to because we haven't had a lot of time. But yeah, I mean, by this time now, I mean, we rolling with charges, but we was graceful enough to still get a couple, so I'll take that.
Well, maybe I'm being generous in giving George the charge. I might have mislabeled it, but
the probably point, did. That's cool.
You've had some guys take them. Obviously, Jake Cooper's been one of your best
ever
to take charges. I know way back, Najon Nobles was a guy that did that very effectively for you. But just it felt like the effort was there, even if they might have been out of position or didn't take the charge. You had different guys, whether it was, into the game, I thought it was fitting that you punctuated the game, not just with an Elijah Kennedy dunk. Adric Gill gets a block. You had different guys do something at different segments of a game, and it wasn't just a one-man, which kind of is the team aspect there.
And that's one thing. Even though without Jacob, we're gonna play defense, and whether it's whatever we playing in man zone with our specials, like we're gonna play defense. They're gonna be focused, and they were, and like I said, even with DJ still find ways to get in, but we frustrated him, and we made him take tough shots, and that was a good key. Mm-hmm. I don't know the numbers on the glass.
38-26, which I think is indicative of a performance that you like to get a win out of in regards to just this past game. Landstown out on a PA 40-30. So being plus 10 or more, you always feel like you're going to win that.
And we were worried about that with the big boys they got, especially Selfa, and those guys hit the glass hard, and DJ coming in, and that was one of our things worrying about. And I felt like we did it, and I felt like Eli, he helped us more on the glass today.
Mm-hmm. Well, I told you going in, the other team would make 12 of 12 free throws, not miss one, and you'd have a season high in 17 turnovers without Jacob Cooper, and also without Derek Teal, who was another key part of your rotation off the bench who didn't play today. Yeah. You had to feel like that's a sign that we got some other parts starting to – is it fair to say your bench is a little further ahead than you thought at this point, or I'm not going to say that?
When I got the call today from Derek that he wasn't going to be able to play, and he has an unfortunate family situation going on that we're definitely praying for him and his family. It changed the game plan a little bit. Derek is a vital part of our reserves, so we had to play guys like Isaiah Chisholm and Jalen Rodney, who they stepped in and did well. Xavier, so our bench was kind of. I trust them. We're gonna play hard, and that's why we practice. So whoever gets in, you got to be ready. And I felt like those guys coming off the bench today. They did a decent job. They did their job.
Well, while you bring that up, Teal with a family situation on our best team, both those guys, Teal and Cooper, was that a discipline situation? They'll be back to the playoffs. Is that the case?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Jacob, he'll be back on Monday. We hope to see Teal. I'll call him tonight and see what's going on. Family situation. Jacob had a unfortunate incident that got him a game, and he learned from it. We learned from it, but we're gonna move on, and now we got a championship to try to go get.
Sure. And on a more positive note here in front, Elijah Kennedy, 27 points, matches a career high from the Kempsville game. The third quarter, when he takes a spill and just takes the game by the throat. I mean, he gets a 3-pointer, an and one. Again, this kid, he does some things that it's hard to teach, and not a lot of guys his size, athletic ability, and silky smooth jumper can do.
I mean, Eli stepped up today. It's crazy because the things that he has to hear and we hear and I hear, like, okay, can he play without Jake? Can he be a scorer? Can he be consistent? Like, you're hearing a lot. Can he step up against guys that's very good? I mean, we always believe in Green Run kids, man. We gotta earn whatever we get, and that's just the Green Run program. And we take that, and all these last 2 days, we were on Elijah hard. I told him, I said, I could care less about a highlight, and I need to see basketball. And that's what he did today. He stepped up, leader, defending. Um, he was everywhere. He gave me all he got, man. And these kids, man, all of them, not just Elijah, but every last one of them, man. They, for what they're doing this year, and how hard they're working and what we're doing, man, it's very appreciative, and we're just thankful to get this opportunity to coach these kids.
Yeah, indeed. And total floor game to go to 27 points, giving you the 6-7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a key block on hand there in transition too that would have got his
That was
engine
a
going.
nice block too.
Very, very impactful block. Last two for you, Coach. Finishing this regular season 5-0.
Mhm.
How's that feel?
I mean, the good part about it is, you know, it's it's crazy that when you hear 3 teams today not playing because of COVID and situation, and they can't play in a region, and we're still able to play, and the level that we're playing at, um, it's good, but we got to finish the business. And regardless, I know this is a funny year and what crazy year, but you gotta, whatever task at it, and being Green Run, you're gonna get everybody's best this year, and we're getting everybody's best, and we're stepping up. Next week is gonna be a lot different for us because it's win or go home. You can go 5-0, and then next week you you can go 5-1, or whatever. So we want to, and that 5-1 is over. So we're going to zero. We back over 0-0 now, and it's time to play. And it's time to get ready and put all it aside. And definitely glad that we could get games in to get ready for this point.
Mm-hmm. With it being, as we record this, 15 days away from the state football championship, and by the way, 17 days away from the start of high school football, which is even stranger to me.
Ah, man.
And I know the Sens have some pretty good
That's
football players
funny.
here.
Funny you said that, because I was picking with George the other day, because I see my boy Brent, Coach Williams. They got these nice green jerseys, and they showing off with the snow pictures. And I said, man, boy, I think my boy George getting ready for football. He got his snow pictures, but I said, I ain't used to this, man. But I mean, it's crazy, man, that it's coming up that fast and we're ending. So,
But when we get into it, those 15 days away from the date of it, are you able to enjoy this, or is the mindset, let's just get through this because you don't want to have that pause that ends everything abruptly? Are you able to enjoy it, or is it almost a little bit of some angst that's mixed in with that?
man, that's a good question, because it's both. I love coaching these kids, man. I do. I do it. And then with Jacob and George and Adric and J Mac and Elijah, being their senior year, man, I enjoy coaching these kids, and these young kids, learning from them. It's a good sight to see. But on the other end is, let's get through this safely so we can move on. I get both, but I do enjoy every bit, and we seize the moment every time. Being thankful, man. I told him before this game today, you know, if the worst situation is Jacob Cooper not playing today, and we able to step on this floor because of hearing 3 teams, trust me, we gonna enjoy it, man. But we gotta stay safe, man. And that's very important. Gotta, when you're making your rules as far as teams, you're hoping the kids don't go nowhere. And we're not even gonna practice tomorrow just because we're gonna watch film, and stay at home and watch Zoom just because we can try to keep a bubble somehow.
Stallions will get their bubble and get out of it by next week. They hope to get playing some basketball playoff action on their quest for another state championship. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. Congrats on getting through the season safe and sound, and we wish you all the best safely moving forward.
Appreciate it.